Hey, hello, this is Uncle Johnny. I'm back again with living abroad from overseas. This time I do have a question for those people who are living abroad from overseas. And my question is, where do you retire if you are living overseas? When it comes finally to your day of retiring, where do you retire? Do you go back home to Africa, where you came from, or you retire where you are living? Maybe in Canada, Australia, America, wherever you are overseas. Where do you retire? This is another question which is bothering me, and if we can all participate on this question and we get some comments from the comment section, we are really going to help each other. So when it comes finally, you are living wherever you're living, you've got all your property there. Let's say, for this case, I'll take my example. I live in Australia. I've got my property here in Australia. I've got house. I've got things here. And I don't have a lot of things in Africa because I don't live there. I live here. So when it comes to retirement, where do I go? Do I stay here or do I go back to Africa? So going back to Africa or wherever you've come from, you don't have anything there. Is that the time you want to go and build your house or start a business or do something else? What do you do on that occasion? I really want somebody to answer me this question. Recently, when I went back home to visit my relatives, I discovered one thing. And since then, this issue has been bothering me. I don't have a house. So when I go back here, I have to depend on relatives to go and spend the few days I'm living there in their houses. Do they welcome me? Yes. Is it like welcome or welcome? It's really bothering. I am the firstborn in my family, and if I go back home there, I want somewhere to sleep. I want to do things while visiting them. Am I very comfortable in their houses? I don't know. But these people who have got the issue which is called 411, or the gossipers, occasionally have said, oh, he's living overseas, he doesn't have anything. He comes back here, he sleeps in other people's houses. Is that how they treat you when you go back home to your relatives? It's really bothering. These people back home, they don't know this is where you live. You've got things here. You've got properties. You've got houses. You live comfortable. But you cannot go over there and build I understand it's called dead stock nowadays. If you build a house, you don't live in there and you spend maybe 8-10 million. It's a dead stock because you will employ somebody to live there and you live overseas. But when your relatives start questioning you or questioning your ability to build a house, what do you do? Do you still go and live in their house, spend 2-3 days in their houses, or you go hire Airbnb and live there? What do you do? I really want people to participate on this question. If you finish job and you retire, you go back there home and you don't have a house, where do you settle before you build a house? Do you live with your relatives? Will they welcome you with open arms and say, come on, welcome back our brother, or wherever you are to them? While you're still building your house or establishing yourself back here in Africa or wherever you are, You can spend a day or whatever days here in our house before you get established. Can they say that to you? I don't know. When we live overseas, we tend to adapt to the country you're living in, and you change very quickly. You even don't know that you're changing. You adapt to the culture you're living in, and you go back there. You don't fit in. You don't fit with those people because they think differently the way you think. As we think differently, we don't like to bother people. We want our space. We want to stay on our space. We don't want anybody to encroach on your space. You want your flexibility to do things yourself. While these other people is, my thing is their thing. This belongs to my brother, now it's ours. It's not yours, it's ours. And this mentality is really bothering me. And that's the question now I'm asking is, when you finally retire, where do you go? Do you start building your house 2-3 years before you retire so that when you go back, you've got somewhere to stay? Or you build one early enough when you still have lots of money and you leave other people stay on it and they do funny stuff on your house while you're not there? That's the question I would like people to answer me. And for me, I think where you stay is your home. For me, I stay in Australia. This is my home. I have to establish here. And the question came where to retire when my dad passed away. And I thought, okay, now this is the opportunity. I need to go back home. And now, where do I live? That's another question. And I need an answer. I will keep on researching on this question until I get some final answer. Where do you retire when you finally finish employment or you finish job? Thank you very much. This is Uncle Johnny. This is just my opinion, and if you have your own opinion, you can write on the comments down there. Thank you very much.